and then you'll see there's a timer on the recorder, and now it's timing. So let's get started. So I'm recording a lesson, and just like I said, this is the walkthrough of how to do it. And what you can see here is then I can put my cursor over here and scroll down, and this just walks through the process of recording a lesson. Now your cursor has to be over on wherever you are working from. And then it's just this red button, and I'll show you how to finish once we are done with the lesson. You can minimize your recorder. If you don't have the two monitors, your recorder button will sit up there. Or you can go in and minimize it, and then it won't show up on your lesson if you're only using one monitor. All right, so let's get into this thing. All right, using your digital smartboard. I was telling others, and I've had a few come in, I do everything on my smartboard, and that includes Mimeo. Mimeo is basically the same thing, only difference is you're using a pen. You have the pen that you can use, and it's just very simple. The pen is, this is not one, but it's like, then you just use this to move forward and backwards, and you've got your little button on the pen to take care of it. But this is, but what I understand is he's got some smartboards. If you want some smartboards, I think he still has some extras. So, but I can't swear to that. But smartboards are nice because of all these tools that are right there. It is a little bit more with the Mimeo, but not that much. Really isn't. Okay.
Although you lose the board space. With the Mimeo, you don't lose the whiteboard.
That's what I like about the Mimeo.
Yes,
if I have
right.
the kids go up and do board work, I don't lose my board.
Yes, but the thing about the using board space out here is you don't, if you want to save stuff, you got to remember that stuff needs to stay within that Mimeo screen. Okay, so if you want to, like, you've created some things, and that's one of the things that he was talking to me about was, and like I said, I do everything here. What I'll do, if I want the kids to work on something, I create an additional, if you look down here on the taskbar, right there, those I can add in a screen, and the kids can do their work. And a lot of times what I will do is then I'll identify, okay, this is this class, and then maybe I'll create another screen, this is this class, and then we can go back and take a look at their stuff as they do it. And I'll show you some of the things that, the way I do it on some of my work. This is, and I have to tell you, the smartest thing that you can do, which is what I did, was I just started playing with it. And over the years I go, oh. And each year I'll learn something new. Oh, I didn't know I could do that, okay. And that's the main thing to do. Once you get this, just play with it. And then go ask Brian or myself, but I'm only going to be here one more year. I had to say that.
She mentioned it to me already.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that fit the conversation.
Yeah,
She did that unrecorded.
Oh yeah, it is.
One more year.
Yeah.
She's very sad about it.
Oh yeah, it's killing me.
Face him is listening.
Big brother.
Okay. So, but yeah, then it's also available to you. I save it, and then I go back, and when I get ready for the next year that I'm going to use this, then I check and go, oh, there's something important I forgot about that I want to add in, that maybe the kids added or something. So it's, that's why it's always good to do most all your work right there on that board, and you've got some options then to make it real user-friendly for you. So let me move on. Okay, I made my board there. Okay. So the way to start is obviously just to open up Smartboard. Everybody should have Smartboard on your desktop already. And all you have to do is go in here, and you can see Smart Notebook 11. And this is what will show up on the Mimeo. Okay? So you just click on it, and it'll open up a brand new, and I'll just show you what that looks like.
And it's the same thing if you have a Mimeo, it's Smart Notebook.
Yeah, and see right here we go. Again, this is because I have two monitors, so that's why you're seeing this. But right there's a plain start to one, okay? And the way to move through this, and then you can look at what you have here are then the taskbar have all kinds of options here that I'm gonna walk through, and I gotta keep an eye on time or I'll run out of it. And then we also have things here. Again, a lot of this is just try it, play with it, see what comes from it. Okay, so as you can see, because this is just plain old white.
Yep, please don't be offended. I use smart board on the
Then
radio.
you're good.
Yeah.
Then you're good. Yeah. No, I'm not offended at all. The background, I don't like a white. I want color, and so it's very easy. You go in and you again just that right click, and where it says set background, it gives you all kinds of colors. You can decide if it's going to be plain. You can gradient. I like gradient, and again, this is just playing with it. Just playing with it. All right. So one thing that you can do is you can do some default settings down here on the get my cursor in the right spot. Down here, this is where you can work on some default settings. Like for example, I really like Comic Sans. You come in here and you can see right there's Comic Sans, and then identify what size. I can do. Let me do one real quick so you can see the differences. I can do this size, which is what's kind of my default, but I can also just, this is another default setting, and then another one. And so those are quick tabs, but you can also go in and, this is how I've been doing it for a long time, and lo and behold, Pool showed me this, and it's like, just last week. It's like, oh man, I've been going through all this. But you can go in and change your fonts and the type of font or whatever very easily. All right. To continue, you can create then, and I just showed this, but you can create additional pages. Like, for example, I can clone this page. And if I don't want to recreate my background again, then I can go in and I can go, oh, I don't want this on there anymore. I've already got that. Come on, work here. It's fighting me. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Oh, because I'm not there. Yeah. You need this to do things. You need to have it back to the pointer here. So click on that. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this, and then I have a clean. And then what I do is go in. Oops. Got to go here. Now this is all of the screens or slides that you're using, and I can go in and I can clone a page if I want, and then I have more pages that I can work from. So and I know you're going to have information overload, so I will try to up here delete and well, I am recording it, so you should be able to go back and take a look. But again, like I said, just play with it. That's the biggest thing that you can do for yourself. All right. So Smart Essentials are right here. This is another taskbar that you can use. I seldom use this, but that doesn't mean it would be great for things like that, because they have, depending on what class you have, there are all kinds of symbols and things in there that you can use. I just don't use them very much. I use, the thing that I probably use the most is, let's see, I go here, right here, and I go in here to themes, and I like to have sometimes notebook paper, and I'll find lined notebook paper. There's the one I use often. And I just drag it over. That's all you have to do, drag it over, and you've got lined notebook paper. So if you're like elementary and you want kids to practice their writing, there is the big stuff like this, which is, no, that's not the right one. I'm sorry. I don't know which one is which here. The one that has the little line, the extra lines for them, where for big letters and small letters. I don't know. So, but there are all kinds of different themes you can use for the background. I just do a simple background. I don't make it a big deal. But this is one of those things, again, granted, it's a little time consuming, but once you figure out what you want to use, it's great. And if you are elementary teachers, okay, like there are, let me find, go back to this, and, what class?
I do a lot with English.
English?
Special
Okay.
education.
So you've got pictures, all kinds of pictures, and there's your writings, okay? And then, of course, there's alphabet, grammar, again, they've got all kinds of things. And I mean, we could spend days on all that's in here. And it really, depending on your areas where you want to spend your time, okay? So, and you've got to just, again, play with it, okay? All right, does that make sense? Any questions about this part of it? Okay. All right, so we're going to build a lesson here, and I want to show you one that I have. Let's see. Okay, it would help if I had my glasses on. All right. My bad, I did not put the lesson I thought I put in there. I gotta find it real quick. Sorry about that. Thought I had them all in one spot. I was wrong. All right, so what I'm showing you is my lesson for due process and reconstruction amendments. Okay. So I have, in this lesson, I have 32 slides. And so I begin, this is what shows up when the kids walk in, or soon thereafter, any kind of reminder things I want to. So I'm using this, it's already in place. What I will do in cases like this would be, I will adjust this, I keep it all year, I save it. Next year, I'll make some adjustments, get rid of maybe some of the stuff, add additional, and then get into this. This is an opinion check-in. And what this is it's not a link, but it's rather what this is their job is an assignment. It's called an opinion check-in, and they have to go to Moodle. It's all on Moodle. Everything I do is on Moodle. And they go in, they open up the doc, they fill out the doc, they upload. So this is a pre-thing for this assignment, or for this information regarding due process. So everything is on Moodle. That was, when I stopped doing and I still do some paper, but when I stopped doing all the paper, it got easier to grade, it got easier to just get so much work done. Now, that's for me. I know that's not possible for everybody. You've got to have that pen and paper stuff. But if you can put it on, it does make a big difference. Okay, so this is, and then this was what that was part of that opinion. They needed to let me know some information that they didn't know about due process. And so they created some questions that I had to identify. And this was the main ones, these then are our targets for the class. And so it's all there. They're working on it. I'm not creating anything. It's all created. So, and sometimes I have to make it bigger if I didn't make it big enough for them. Okay. And then we have, then this was a paper and pen activity they had to do. And it had to do with specific court cases that dealt with due process of law. Okay, so then, this is the part that I really wanted you to see. So what I started off with was just, do this. Okay, what I started off with was just the names. Then what they had to do was they had to come up to my computer then, and after they worked on some stuff, they then added, because this is their information, what they came up with. And so they typed this in. Now you could write it in very easily, but it's, you run into people whose handwriting isn't always that great. But yeah, you can start writing, and that's, and sometimes I do that, but this was the broader thing, so we touched. So, let me put this back. If you have questions, please ask. I mean, like I said, this was not something that I was planning on. So I'm just kind of winging this by the seat of my pants. So please ask me anything that you need to know or want to know, because hopefully I can, and then I hope I can answer. But see, this was Brown 3 class. This was my Brown 3 class, the answers for them. Now, I had this is the 4 cases that they listened to. This is all are read about and worked on together in a group thing. Those are their answers, so everybody could take a look at them. And then here's my Orange 1 class, so I could separate, easily separate, and this was what, and so when I came to this, like Orange 1, this is what they saw. They didn't necessarily see Brown 3 class. Okay, how are we doing so far? Another part that's really nice, and this is similar to, well, actually, this right here started off with, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm all about not recreating the wheel. This was actually, I found this PowerPoint on the internet and went, oh yeah, I like some of that, but I don't like any of that, and so I rearranged it. How many of you know how to transfer a PowerPoint to a smartboard or Mimeo, whatever? Anybody? Easy thing. Let's show you about that. Okay. So this is just an idea of how I put together a lesson. And then, you know, I do some lecture, we do some interaction, some questions. There's some questions, like here's a question that I ask, and then they have to interact and try to work out the question. And then we talk about, and I'll just finish this up and then I'll show you the rest. We talk about then the possible answers and why these are the answers, and then, you know, it's just a simple movement. Now, I'm back here, but you can also move forward right here, touching these, and I can touch these to make them come forward. So again, you don't have to go back there. You can be right here with your class and interacting with your class, and, which I like a lot. I'm anal. I like it neat. I like it neat, and so that's why I like it already typed, already in place. You know, I like it neat. All right, so again, this was something that I pulled, and I'm like I know all teachers are. We don't like to recreate the wheel. We want to use all the resources we can. So let me show you how to take a PowerPoint, because there's lots of good PowerPoints out there, but you want to be able to edit them. Obviously, that's the problem. You can't do much editing on a PowerPoint that already exists. And this is what's nice about that, is we've got the opportunity to edit. Come on, let me get back where I need to be. So, starting off with, I have this PowerPoint that I found. Okay, and this PowerPoint I found, okay? So now what I want to do though is I want to change it over. So the way to do that is this. You go in, and you guys know about Control P, right? For print, Control P. All right, Control Print. And it didn't do it. Probably because I wasn't where I needed to be. Control Print. All right, there you go. Now, this is so simple. Go in, see where it says Printer? Down button. Go all the way and see where it says Smart Notebook Document Writer. That's it. All you have to do is this. Click on that. It is so simple. All right. And then, of course, say Print. It's not printing. It's doing this. And then it takes a second. and this will pop up. All right, now, gotta talk a little bit about this. What's this is, these are two different options for you. One is, and it's already marked, Smart Notebook Pages with images. You are unable to edit these pages, but they'll look the same as they did in the original document, okay? So that's good, except that this scares you when it says you're unable to edit, because that's the whole point. Why bother if you can't edit? Well, you can't. It's just you've got to go through the process, and I'll show you how to do that. The other part is Smart Notebook Pages with editable objects. And again, that's nice, but, and I'll go ahead and say okay for images. What you'll see now, this takes just a few moments, it's not long. Don't make a liar out of me.
Okay.
There we go. All right. And so now, it's over here in this one. Okay, here it is. It is ready to go, and it looks pretty much just like it. You can, if you want to talk about, okay, this is good. So you can go in and mark, okay, and edit. What you cannot do is you cannot change this, but you can add. So if you want to, I can also go in and type on it. Okay. And all I had to do was just drop my cursor there. That's it, right there, and I'm ready to type. Okay, so it is editable in a way. Okay. Now let me show you. I can show you. I put one up there. Oops, wait, I hit the wrong one. Click the wrong button. Done, got it. When am I done? Oh, hush. Okay. All right, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong one. I got to get out of that. I got to go back to the editable. And what you'll run into with the editable means you can edit, but you start off at a disadvantage. And you see the difference right off the bat? You start off with a disadvantage. And I can go in and see I can do stuff, but it's not a great thing. Here's another page. You're supposed to be, like, see, I have to move this. Where's the other? This is the one that's, okay, look, everything's there, but you just have to play with it and rearrange it. And that might be good for some things, but in fact, if you go back to the one that's non-editable, the thing that you can do, and it took me a second, and again, this is one of those things that you got to play with to figure out. Again, Poole had to show me, and I was like, okay. Then you go, okay, this is the PowerPoint. I want to get out of the PowerPoint. I want the other one. Right there it is. Yeah, there we go. So what you have to do then is cover something. And let me get, like, this is a good one. So what he showed me was you can go in here and you can click on your boxes or shapes and choose a shape. Doesn't matter. I choose this one because it's easy to maneuver. Okay, and then you go. No. Hang on. I got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, darn! I've forgotten what the step is. Hang on. Let me. I haven't used this very much, so I don't know. Okay, come back to this. I click on that, and then I go to. No, I can't remember. All right, hang on. I did this on my part. On this. Converting. Artwork. Oh, here we go. Okay. Isn't this awful? Taskbar. Okay, recording. Oh, man. I didn't mark it down. So much for my brilliance. But like I said, this is something new. I did not know this before. He showed it to me, and I went, oh, cool. All right. Let me do this, I've got to change. That's not right. Ah, here it is. I just couldn't remember. You want to do line, okay? And what I want, no, start off with fill effects. I want no fill and line. I want a white line, okay? And then, oh wait, I'm on the wrong PowerPoint. I need to get to the right PowerPoint. There we go. All right, so start with that and come over here. And again, these are things you just have to play with. No fill, line is white. And then what I can do, oh, it's not whiting out on me. I had to do it 3 or 4 times to figure it out. He showed me and then I couldn't remember. Solid fill. Yeah. There we go. Oh, darn it. Stay there. Solid fill. Okay. Oh, save tools. There we go. That's supposed to. Ah!
You didn't click on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't click on it right, I'm sure. Okay. I'm helpful.
I get it. You're just-
Yeah. This is a new one for me. So, okay, let's go back to this. This is the right spot. I'm just not remembering the right thing to do with it. Image fill? Image fill. Image
You're right on solid fill. It just needed to be white instead of blue.
Yeah, then you can, okay, let's see if that did, no, that's still gonna come back blue. Okay, but it's got the right color. I mean, it's got no outline, that's what I was looking for. No outline. Why is it showing up blue? Oh, I didn't even hit that. All right, well, I don't wanna, sorry, all right, let's go here and get out of this, this, and this. Okay. We don't want blue.
You were in the right spot. You just
Yeah.
clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. That's it.
Yeah, but it's still
You have
supposed
to
to
save
say
tool
blue.
you save tool properties after you click the white.
That's what I forgot to do. You're right. You're
Because
right.
you
You're right.
saved it when it was blue.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Now,
Yeah, I
gotta
learned
look-
that because I didn't know any of that before.
Okay.
So see, you're teaching.
Yeah, not well, but yeah. And then line, I want white line. Save tool. There we go. I think that's it. There it is. Wow, that was so hard. So once you've done that, get rid of that. Now, you type right over it. So if you want to get rid of something, that's all you have to do.
It's correction tape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right, it is. It's correction
It's
tape.
correction tape
Good-
for us old people.
Good point. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So
I have no clue what they're talking about.
there we go. So that, and then you can get rid of it too. All you have to do is click on it and then get rid of it. So that's a biggie. Now another thing, let me make sure I'm staying on. What time do I have to be done?
1:30.
1:30. Okay. I just want to show you a couple more things, and as I said, okay, and we'll finish that. So one more thing, then I'm going to go back to this. Is no, that's the PowerPoint. Sorry, I don't want the PowerPoint. I want this. Excuse me. One more thing, and that has to do with this piece right here. This, oh man, where's my, I need it to be, oh wait, hang on. Okay, we'll use this instead. I broke it. Ah, there we go. Okay, so, this is a good spot, this one here. All right, so, let's say, this, I've gone over here, this little icon that you see here, I have no idea what it's called. It looks like a A, has an A on it. So that gives you a lot of options. It gives you color for your font, gives you the option of what kind of font. Now, you can do that all down here too. But what's different here is this thing that I'm going to show you here. This right here, these two things. If you are typing along and it's set at 1.5. If you don't want that, you can go up to 1. You can change it to 1.15, 1.5, and 2.0. So you can change the spacing with this. You can also change spacing just very simply by just you type in and then start a whole new thing. And then you can change the spacing by just simply moving stuff around. That's awfully nice too, to just be able to move stuff. But I want to go back to this. One more thing I want to show you is this. Add a space after paragraphs. The moment you hit on this, my cursor there. The moment I hit this, I've now got a big space. If I don't want that space there, all I have to do is go in and get rid of the space, and you see where it put it right back up. So again, there's lots of little tools. I know what is what I'm comfortable with and what I use a lot. And that's what it'll come down. You'll find stuff that you'll never use here, but hopefully you'll just begin to explore. All right, the last thing I want to go over with you then is, get out of this. And this is just simple, you just save or not, just like you would anything else, then finishing your recording. So since none of you actually recorded lessons, let me just show you that. It's not extremely hard, but it can be a little bit confusing. So once you're done with your lesson, you got to come back up here. And again, this could be, no, it doesn't. All you have to do is on your button then, your recording button, all you have to do is just hit